one of the biggest nightmares for the applicants of MEXT undergraduate scholarship in humanities and social sciences is the mathematics written test conducted by the Japanese embassies across the world. Why? Because many of the students of humanities and social sciences do not have mathematics as a subject in their high school or upper high school or senior secondary, whatever it is called in each country. And because of that, the written test in mathematics becomes a really tough thing to conquer. In this video, I'm going to talk about how a humanities or a non-math student can crack MEXT mathematics test by doing little practice and by having a strategic study plan. So here is 2-month crash course plan for MEXT Mathematics A for non-math students. Hello friends, welcome to Saral Japan YouTube channel. I am your friend Sujoy Chatterjee who talks about admissions, scholarships, jobs, immigration and the Japanese learning courses as well on this channel. From the previous video we know every MEXT undergraduate applicant must take the mathematics test irrespective of their background or the proposed field of study. That is, the mathematics written test is mandatory for each and every applicant of undergraduate MEXT scholarship. There is no direct relation, however, between your math score and your selection for MEXT scholarship. So this is a good thing that even if you perform very badly in the math test, you may still get the scholarship because the criteria for the final selection is not only the written test, but there are several other aspects which are considered, which we will see in time to come. There are many factors, as I said, which are taken into consideration by the MEXT board to finalize the students or applicants who will get the scholarship. With a focused effort, a non-math humanities or social sciences candidate can perform decently in the math test. So there is nothing to panic because even if you are currently in the humanities and social sciences in higher secondary without mathematics as a subject, you must have studied mathematics up to class 10th, isn't it? Because that was mandatory. So based on that knowledge that you have gathered up to class 10, with a little more practice and little more study, you should be able to perform pretty decently in this written test. So we are going to talk about that plan in this video. So how to take it from here? Since there is no way to bypass the math test by any means, let's accept the challenge, let's accept the fact in sportsman spirit and without panicking. So if you panic, then nothing will be fruitful. So there is no way you can get rid of this math test. So this is for sure that you have to take the test. So why not prepare and give your best? In this video, I will suggest a 2-month study plan. You may extend it beyond that as well, depending on how much time is left for the next written test. And I will suggest the study plan for next math test A for non-math applicants. Since you have studied math at least until grade 10, you can do it with a little extra effort, as I said before as well. So, crash course plan for MEXT Mathematics A. So this will be a 2-month, that means 8-week plan in which the first 6 weeks will be dedicated in studying and practicing 6 important sections of the test. So you need not study each and everything, but you should focus mainly on 6 areas of mathematics which can give you pretty decent sure shot questions if you practice these topics along with the questions that have come in the previous MEXT written tests, for which question papers are available from 2014 to 2020. So you will find that the questions do not repeat, but the topics, the questions which are asked belong to pretty much the same topics. So you can identify those topics which are frequently asked and you can focus on those topics only and leave other topics behind. So first 6 weeks we will go over the 6 areas, and then the last 2 weeks, 7th and 8th weeks, will be practice. So this is your goal for week 1, to rebuild comfort with arithmetic, algebraic expressions and mathematical thinking. That means getting comfortable with numbers and logic. So we discussed about the syllabus in our last video. So I'm not going to talk about the syllabus in this video. So I'm directly coming to the topics and things that you should study. So the topics in this week 1 will be related to integers, fractions, decimals, ratios, percentages, squares, square roots, exponents, then basic algebraic expressions like addition, subtraction, factorization, and single variable simple linear equations. The resources, from where should you study? So Khan Academy is probably the best in this case. It is free and it is of good standard. So you can study the arithmetic essentials and basic algebra from Khan Academy Mathematics. And there is a YouTube channel, and the playlist is Algebra from Scratch Math Antics. So you can search this phrase on YouTube, and you will get the link of that. So do that playlist, and with Khan Academy and this YouTube channel, you should be good with your preparation for this week 1 syllabus, which is arithmetic and algebra. You have to practice at least 30 minutes daily for the calculation drills, and that will refresh these concepts in your mind. And these most of these you have already studied in class in high school. So this is only about brushing them up and practicing at little higher level. So the questions in MEXT math written test may not be very straightforward and very easy, but with some little practice, you can at least answer some of them, if not all. So this is week 1. Next is week 2. What you should study in week 2. In week 2, you should study equations, inequalities, and graphs. And your goal is to understand relationships between variables and visualize them. The low-level topics that are included include linear equations and graphs, quadratic equations and graphs, which are parabolas in essential, simultaneous equations, inequalities. Again, Khan Academy's linear equations and quadratics section will be your main resource. And if here at this point, you can try the past math A questions from the MEXT written test on simple functions. That will give you good practice. So as a separate practice exercise, you can sketch graphs on paper, visualize slope and intercepts. This is week 2. Then in week 3, you should try some basic geometry to strengthen intuition with figures and measurements. Again, Khan Academy's Geometry Foundations section will be your textbook. And in addition to that, there is a playlist called Geometry Basics in Math Antics, the same YouTube channel by Eddie Wu, where you can study some more. Practice as a practice, solve 10 diagram questions per session. So by the end of this week 3, you should be done with triangles, Pythagoras theorem, similarities, circles, chords, tangents, areas, perimeters, angles, and basic trigonometry. Then comes week 4. Week 4 is dedicated to functions and real world applications, where we link algebra and geometry. The topics included are the function concept, y is equal to f of x, linear versus quadratic equations, then word problems that includes rates, mixtures, averages, and so on. Khan Academy's functions section will be your main resource. Along with that, do practice numericals from the Math A past papers of MEXT written test. Although it's written here 2018 to 2022, but I believe the question papers are available from 2014 to 2020. Translate word problems into equations as practice. So there are enough material on the YouTube. So you can practice from there. So don't think that you will get exactly the same questions that you practice in the exam. There is no spoon feeding kind of thing in such exams. So the concepts should be clear in your mind, and if the concepts are clear, then you should be able to answer whatever is asked in the examination. So there is no parrot learning here. There is nothing to memorize. There is nothing to be sure shot about. You don't think that if you practice more then you will get something in common in the exam. So that may not happen, and that is probably not going to happen. So brush up your concepts so that you have a very clear mind and focus when you write the MEXT test. Week 5 is sequences, ratios, and proportions. The goal is to learn patterns and arithmetic reasoning. Topics included are arithmetic and geometric sequences, direct and inverse proportion, percentage growth, percentage change problems. This is an extremely important chapter, and you will get several questions from this part. Khan Academy's sequences section is your textbook for this, and any GMAT Quant Basics workbook for ratio and proportion logic may be referred to. Practice 10 sequence ratio problems every day and you should be good. So this is week 5, and in week 6 you will study statistics and probability, this which is yet another very important topic from which you will get questions. This covers all data and chance-based topics in Math A. Mean, median, mode, range, data tables and charts, basic probability, counting principle, permutations and combinations. It's only these simple cases are included in this section. Statistics and probability basics of Khan Academy is the should be the main source of your study, along with the MEXT Math A past question sets on probability. Summarize datasets manually to get comfortable with numbers as practice exercises. So friends, from week 1 to week 6, you have seen that we have suggested 6 broad areas which you should be working upon during these weeks, and this will build high confidence in you, even though you do not know what questions are going to come, but still this will give you some kind of confidence and you will definitely perform better, and you will be definitely in a better situation than what you are in today. Week 7 is mixed practice and weak area reinforcement. So by the end of week 6, you will come to know which areas you need to improve, because you may not be able to answer some questions, and there might be one or two areas which might need more dedication or more hard work. So you will get to know about those areas. So week 7 will be to identify those areas and work on those areas. So your goal in week 7 is to build speed and confidence by doing these following tasks. Review your weakest areas, solve one full past paper under timed 60-minute conditions. Yes, the next written test will be of 60 minutes, and you should try to solve one full paper and see where what is your score or how much you can solve. So do not think about like what marks you will get or how many questions you will be able to solve. There is no pass mark, there is no fail mark. You just have to do your best and analyze every mistake, like concepts, calculation, time, like where did you go wrong, where did it go wrong. That you have to assess yourself when you practice the past next question papers. Week 8 is mock tests and refinement. Your goal will be to simulate the real exam environment. Tasks: attempt 2 to 3 full Math A papers under timed conditions. Review solutions carefully, focus on logic clarity. Light review of key formulas, area, probability, sequences. So at the end of week 8, you should be done with your preparation for the mathematics A. So now 8 weeks means 2 months. So if you start from today, you have more than 2 months, right? So you need not be in a hurry to complete this preparation, because still you have like several months for the next written test. So take your time, work hard, and as I have mentioned, the sources and the topics and all, so you can follow this. And if you are comfortable by yourself, then you can go ahead and practice whatever you want. Only for those who do not have a direction or need some kind of motivation, then this video will definitely help them. And in the coming months, or in the during the coming days, I will be solving some of the next previous year question papers, and I will provide you the solutions as videos so that you can refer to them. So there are 6 or 7 papers available from 2014 to 2020, 7 papers. So I will try to solve the mathematics A paper of all these 7 years, so that students who belong to non-math streams, they get some kind of information, and that will be of some help. And I will try to explain them in layman language, and I will give you the tactics which you should adopt while attempting those questions. So again, I am telling you that you will not get any common questions there. You may or may not get, but the probability is that you will not get any sure short questions. So you have to be very clear in the concepts and how to do that. I will tell you some hints, some what to say, some kind of guidance, like how to strategize, how to, what will be the, what should be your strategy to attempt each question in the next written test, and how you can find the correct answer of a question even though you may not know the whole concept of that particular area. So that I will tell you in the coming videos. So the final week checklist will be: you should be comfortable with algebraic manipulation. You should be able to read and interpret graphs quickly. You should know formulas for area, volume, mean, probability. You should have finished at least 2 timed past papers, and you have to keep calm. Do not panic. Even his partial score counts positively in the overall selection. So again, I am repeating, the selection for MEXT scholarship does not depend on one particular area. So if you show bad performance in one area or 2 areas, then also you have full chance of getting the scholarship, provided you do exceptionally well in the other areas or other criteria which they will judge you from. And some are hidden criterias as well, which you do not know at the present, but they know what they are looking in you, and maybe you get selected based on what they are looking for. So that's why be positive and do your best in each and every stage of your application process, and take everything very, very seriously. Even the application form, the questions that are asked, we have discussed the 3 golden questions. Those are extremely important. Don't take them lightly. And if you have not watched that video, go back into this playlist and watch that video, the 3 golden questions. That is extremely important. So everything will count, and in that way, you should perform, you should show your best performance in all these criterias to fulfill the requirements for the application. So that's all for today, friends. I hope this video gave you some kind of direction about what to study and how to study, from where to study. So this was for the mathematics A test for non-math students who need some kind of direction. If you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please do so, so that you are informed when I post the next video of this series. If you have any questions, you can write as a comment on any video, or you can email me at saraljapani@gmail.com. Till we meet again, arigato gozaimasu, matai masho.